Okay, so we'll look at Counter-Strike Global Offensive at 21:9. So this is an absolutely rock-solid classic of a game. There's no question about that. A title that, when it finally stops being played, will be remembered forever as the staple PC FPS for so many years. Though, honestly, who knows when it's going to be stopped playing? It just seems to be getting bigger. But this means that it's all the more important that it plays perfectly at 21:9, and sadly, in its current state, it doesn't. So the gameplay does scale correctly, showing off more on the sides of the screen. The gun model and crosshairs are exactly the same as at 16:9. However, the rest of the HUD elements are expanded, so whilst they are shifted to the sides of the screen correctly, they have all grown in size, and you'll need to go into the graphics options and bring them all down to much smaller levels, because otherwise they're just taking up too much screen space, and it's just too noticeable. Bringing up the by-weapon wheels has the issue of all of its elements being zoomed in, so you lose the top and bottom of the image, which luckily doesn't restrict your ability to buy stuff, but it does look terrible. And if someone was playing for the first time, they might find it difficult being unable to read button prompts like rebuy previous, if they've never seen it before, and probably they just wouldn't even have an idea that it's a thing. The next issue with the weapon selection is the image position of the weapon is actually unaffected by the stretch, so it's in the same place as it is at 16:9. So this causes the weapon to be misaligned with the stretched image, and so it kind of is worse that it doesn't move while the rest of it is stretching. So, not good. Natively, the loading screens are zoomed. You, again, lose the top and bottom of the image like in the weapon wheel, and whilst the loading screens for starting up the game don't matter, it's still extremely frustrating having the main loading into a match screen cut off at the top and bottom, as you can't see the timer showing when you're going to start and when you can continue. That really does need a fix. The main menu background image is zoomed in, but again, this is way better than having black bars, and it doesn't really affect the quality of the image, so it's not really noticeable. As for the main menu items, everything is identical to its 16:9 version. Nothing moves or zooms here. When going into the options area, the only issue is the grey shaded background only covers the 16:9 portion of the screen, leaving open areas on the left and right. But again, it's not really an issue. Finally, the in-game menus are both zoomed and exactly the same as 16:9. So when you click Escape to bring up the first menu box, this pop-up is zoomed, and it clearly looks distorted at 21:9. However, once inside the menu options in any of the selection, it scales back to the correct zoom. However, the black shaded background, like in the main menus, fails to extend past the 16:9 area, and so leaves open sides showing the game world behind. And even the quick game pop-up box is not immune to further zooming. So yes, as you can see, there are a wide variety of problems CSGO faces in its native state for ultra-wide users. Performance-wise, the game is just extremely easy to run. It's good looking, but nothing graphically over-demanding. It runs well on pretty much any system, and I could easily maintain a 95 FPS with everything as high as it could go, and I even slapped on x4 MSAA just for the sake of it, because I never bother with anti-aliasing usually because it kills FPS at 1440p, but here it was fine. If we do ever get a fix for any of this stuff, I'll be sure to cover it here, but I really don't think it's likely. Even if 21:9 blew up and everyone was using it, I wouldn't have high hopes of proper support ever arriving. The best thing I can advise for anyone unfamiliar with the interface, quickly learn at 16:9 what the menus should look like, then just switch back to 21:9. The gameplay is perfect, and so it will mean that it can continue to be played by 21:9 users even with its interface problems. So I hope that gives you some information on how the game runs at 21:9. Give this video a like if you found it helpful, and subscribe for future info. For any other games at 21:9, head over to my channel, hopefully I've covered it. If I haven't, then leave a comment down below and I'll try and cover it. And if you'd like to donate to the channel, the links to my Patreon page are in the description. See you later.